Good evening, everybody. Today, I'm gonna do a book review, something different. Uh, I've been reading a lot of books, a lot of sci-fi books, and a couple of horror, the thrillers, but mainly sci-fi is my thing. Space opera. So today's book review is it's about this book called House of Suns by Alastair Reynolds. Now, the reason I first purchased this book was because everybody online that actually read sci-fi was giving this one a really high review. A couple of people too, avid readers, told me after I spoke to them that this is the best sci-fi book ever, and it's their favorite. Now, I read it. It was about a little bit over 400 pages. It's up there. It took me about a week, 8 days maybe. But it's really good. I'm not gonna spoil it for y'all. So I'm gonna tell you just a little bit something about it. It's called House of Suns by Alastair Reynolds, and it's a solo book. It's not like a trilogy or like a series. Now Alastair Reynolds does have a couple of book series out there. I think the first one was called Revelations. But I don't like to read books that consist of just more than one book. I'm not into following the storyline within like so many books. It's not like I haven't done it before or I will never do it again. It's just that's not my thing. So this book, the main characters is two clones. They're called shatterlings because the person that made the clones, she shattered herself into 999 different clones, and in the distant past, and all the clones had their own ship. They're called shatterlings, and they just kept to themselves, venturing out in space, collecting data. And I think it's every 200,000 years, I think, they come together at one spot and they share information. Now, that's pretty much it. I don't want to say too much. There's a lot of things that catch my that caught my I say view just because I don't think it was the best book, best sci-fi book ever, but it was pretty good. There's some aliens out there in the book that have the ability to move planets with certain machines. There's other aliens that use black holes to use them as a weapon to like suck the sun and whip it across the galaxy. There's other aliens that build metallic spheres all around the sun before they go supernova, and they save all the different civilizations of planets around that sun. There's talk about time travel. Alastair Reynolds, the writer, he's actually an astrophysicist. So there's a lot of like science and scientific ideas, and how the way he was written all that stuff was pretty good. Unless you're like a huge sci-fi reader, I mean, this book's for you. But if you're not, if you like, Hitchhikers to the Galaxy or intro level books, this is not yours. It's not. What I like is that their ships, the clones, the shadowling ships, they can't exceed the speed of light, and they could barely go at the speed of light. And there's death. There's a lot of genocide and accidental deaths, and they have this thing called I don't want to run it for you. They have a thing to where they slow their time down to either kill some time, or they have like those cryopods, and they could communicate with the people that are in deep sleep mode. If you just take this certain, I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's a good book. Now, The House of Suns by Alastair Reynolds. I highly regard this book if you're a huge sci-fi fan. Now, I have another one called Pushing Ice by Alastair Reynolds. It's only like a one book story, so that's what I'm going for next. But yeah, this is it. I mean, I know one of my homeboys was kind of interested in reading this book, and I'll just go ahead and give him the book. I like giving books away. Now, this one is not my favorite sci-fi book ever, but it does fall inside the top 5. So enjoy this book. If you got any questions, you got any comments, or just hit me up, drop a comment or whatever. As always, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is Cat Daddy. You just finished watching the Cat Daddy podcast book review. Later.